I suppose I need to start with my papa, 'cause he began all this. You know, happened about maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and Papa just decided not to talk. No, I mean, he wouldn't talk to nobody. I woke up one morning and Pa was, just doing his thing and planting the seeds at the spring, And I say, "Hey, Pa!" He never said a word to me. He looked at me, nodded his head, but never said a word to me. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't really know. So it was like that for a year. And Pa would never talk to anybody, not me, not the people in town, not even the cows. And everybody used to ask me, said, "Why ain't your Pa talking?" And I didn't know. Well, about a year later, he went down to the store and he looks up at Bob and says, "How come your corn feed's so damn high this year, Bob?" Bob was just shocked. Shocked. He goes, What happened? Why did you stop talking? Why are you talking now?" I just told him that he had been reading this newspaper article that there were some monks who they wouldn't talk for a year. And Pa said, "Well, they said they felt real good not talking like that." And he was wondering what it'd be like if he didn't talk. Would he feel better after a year? Bob says, "Well, how do you feel?" Pa just smirked and said, "Well, tell you one thing, there's a lot less bullshit when you talk to people." That was Pa, though, Well, but last year I decided I was going to do what Pa did, I wasn't going to talk for a year, And I said, okay, I'm not going to talk. So I did everything that I thought was reasonable. I bought up enough feed to last me. I did everything. I didn't tell anybody, because Pa didn't tell anybody. I did everything I could to make sure I didn't have to speak to nobody. Nobody was up there on my mountain anyway, so it should have been easy. One day about, I don't know, maybe a week when I wasn't talking, I go home from the fields, and there's this little man. And I don't mean no midget or little person. I mean, not like that. I mean, he was little. I mean, he was like, I don't know, 5, 6 inches tall. A long beard, long white beard. He's all dressed in brown. He looks at me. He talk, he says. Talk? I can't get his voice. I've heard people who could imitate and make funny voices, but nobody sounded like that little man. It was a pitch that was wrong. It sounded wrong. Well, I looked down there. I don't know what to do. I think maybe I just need to go to bed, and when I wake up, that little man will be gone. It's on my head, I mean, you don't talk to nobody for a week, and maybe you go a little crazy. It's okay. I'll go to bed, wake up, And Lord, there's 5 of them. 5 little men, and they all look alike. All got those little white beards and about 6 inches tall and all brown clothing. They look at me, and all in unison they say, "Talk! Talk!" I told you it was wrong when one little man said that, in that voice. It was really wrong. There was something really wrong about the way they said that word. All 5 of them in unison. Same damn time. Same voice. It's okay though. It's okay. I'm just going to go out to the fields. I'm going to work my day. I'll deal with these little men when I come home, but I was in the right mind at that point to do something about this, so I just made my breakfast, grabbed me some bread, and worked my day. Didn't go home that day either, not until late at night. Come home just as the sun is setting down, and when I open the door, I swear to you there was 100 of those little men. 100 of them. And I don't know what they were doing when I was gone, but when I opened that door, they all stopped, turned at me at one time. All 100 of them. Talk! Talk! No, I wasn't going to stay in my own home that night. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I let those little men run me off. I don't think anybody can blame me, though. I went up to the barn. All the cows, all the goats I had, went in my barn and found a nice soft place. Yeah, the shit stank, but better than that. I go to bed and I almost fall asleep. You know when you're almost asleep and you're almost dreaming? You're like one half of you's in the real world and the other half is in the dreamland. That's where I was. And then I heard them loud. Scared me. Talk! Talk! I started up and I looked, and yes, there was those little men. I don't know how many there were. More than 100. They were all looking at me. All saying the same word, talk. I ran out of that barn. I couldn't scream. I remembered my vow. And I wasn't going to talk. I was going to run. I ran somewhere down the mountain. Somewhere I knew they wouldn't find me. Calmed myself down. Lay down. There were thousands of them. I could hear them walking like an army. They found me real easy like. They all lined up around me. Thousands of them. They were covering the mountain. All little men with white beards and brown clothing. Talk! Talk! I don't know what God sounds like, but it sounded like the word of God or something, like God was screaming at me. But my vow, I vowed I wouldn't say anything for a year like my pappy did. Talk! I couldn't take it anymore. I just started bubbling. I was like, what do you want me to talk about? I'm talking, okay? Leave me alone. Just go. I'm talking. What? And he kept screaming that word, talk, talk. I didn't know what to do. I'm talking, I said. Listen, I'm talking. I'm talking to you right now. Can you leave me alone, please? Can you get off this mountain? I don't want to see you little things anymore. And he said it again. Talk. Talk. Well, I already broke my vow, so I talked. I told him that the reason no one saw Mama, because my dad killed her. My dad, he hated people always talking to him, you know? And one time, and Mama just wanted to have a conversation. Mama just liked to talk to people. People, you know, she always was talking to people, and Daddy didn't like it. Daddy didn't like to be bothered. So one time, Mama was asking him some questions, and Daddy shot her. He shot her, and I was just a little boy back then. I was like 10 or something, 11, I don't know. So when my daddy said, we're going to bury Mama, and you're not going to say a word about it, I did what Daddy said. We took Mama, we buried her. We buried her high up the mountain where no one could ever find her. And later we said that Mama ran off. That Mama ran off somewhere else, and we didn't know where she was. And everybody believed us, because Pappy was a good man. He promised I would never say anything. And I was so scared that if I said anything, that Dad would kill me. That maybe one day I would say something, and he wouldn't like what I said, and he'd shoot me. But he loved Mama. So that's why I never really cared much when Daddy didn't talk. Why I didn't raise a fuss. Because I figured then maybe he wouldn't shoot me. Maybe we didn't talk, that was good. And then Daddy died, of course, and we buried him, and everybody said what a good man Daddy was. Daddy was a good man, it's just he just didn't like a lot of chatter. He didn't like a lot of talk. So I tell them that. I tell those little men all that. Everything. And then they walked away. They just walked away. That's all they wanted me to say, I guess. They just wanted me to tell them what Daddy did. And that's why I'm doing this now. I don't care about what's going to happen to me. I mean, I don't care about Daddy's name or just, I don't care. I just know that if I don't talk, if I don't tell everybody what happened, they want to come back again. So I'll talk.